I keep forgetting to clean these ashes off my table. It's really annoying. Greetings, greetings, you guys. This is going to be a Friday guidance read. So happy Friday, all of you watching. I'm trying to fix my table. It looks a mess. Okay. So greetings, greetings. I'm going to do a general read just because, and I'm going to use some of my oracle cards, and I'm going to also use the Lenormand deck and tarot just as a general guidance read. So wherever you are, I hope this reaches you well. We're live streaming, so it might not, you know, might not be on here too long. Just want to do a quick little Friday message. Greetings, Besso, how are you? Greetings. So let's see, what is the messages? I'm going to use my Venus is the Plug Oracle deck just for a message, since today is Venus Day. All right, Venus Day, self-love, self-care day. Just love energy in general. So let's, yeah, I have some, I'm going to use these cards. I'm doing good. Thank you. Hope you're doing good. I'm going to use the magic unicorns I'm going to pull because something with unicorns keeps standing out to me. So I'm going to pull these, and I'm also going to pull from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, and then I'm going to pull tarot and some Lenormand just as a general message. But let's get like a, Venus Day self-care, self-love message. I'm going to pull from my deck. Hey, Samantha. How are you? Got Venus in Aries. It says, stand boldly in your truest heart's desires and let no bullshit prosper. Okay. All right. I hear you. All right. Well, ironically, greetings, Gypsy. Greetings, Mimi. Ironically, we do have a new moon coming up. A new moon in Leo. I think it's this Sunday. I think. Yeah, I think it's this Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Might be wrong. No, I think it's on Sunday. The 8th. 8th is on Sunday. So, hola. So today is Friday, which is Venus Day. And then we have this Lionsgate portal energy already popping off. And then on the new moon on Sunday. So it's a lot of powerful energy. And like the card says, stand boldly in your truest heart's desires and let no bullshit prosper. So that's just some advice. I just wanted to pull from this deck because I haven't pulled from it in a minute. So let's pull a self-care message. We're going to pull a magical unicorns card and then some tarot. All right. Divine Spirit, our ancestors and spirit guides. My hands is ash. All right. Let's see. Spirit, thank you for your divine wisdom. What is the guidance message you have? Self-care message for today or any day. I mean, if you're watching this on Friday, even better, but any day. What is the guidance for self-care, self-love energy? Deep breathing. Maybe do some breathing meditations. Like, get this off my table. I got ashes on my table, you guys, and I need to clean it. It's really, that's ratchet. I need to like clean that off. So you have deep breathing. Number 19. So breathing meditations. Definitely want to stay centered with all of these different energies. Like, it's a lot going on. I mean, it's always something going on in the cosmos. It is what it is. But there's a lot of powerful energy, like power move energy. It's a lot that you might feel drained. Some of you guys might need to center yourself and actually literally do some breathing meditations and exercises, because sometimes, like, we're breathing as we're living, but sometimes you can kind of like hold your breath, or it's like a tightness. And I notice sometimes I do that, like my breaths are not always relaxed. So maybe for some of you, this will help you also get mentally grounded. Something with the crown or the third eye chakra, it might help you as well. You guys might be having some heart chakra and throat chakra clearing. So if you feel like tightness in your chest, kind of like, I've been feeling this for the last maybe almost like a week. Yeah, it started last Sunday. Like this congestion in your chest type feeling, like there's a almost like a shortness or tightness of breath. And I will be careful. I'm not a medical physician, so I will definitely encourage you and suggest that if you are feeling some symptoms, whatever it may be, to seek a medical physician first before you take this advice. But I am getting something with the heart chakra, maybe heart chakra sensations. There's a lot of clearing in that area, and in the throat chakra, you might be coughing a lot, might be mucus. Sounds kind of nasty, but mucus coming up, or just a lot of coughing. I'm getting like wheezing kind of, but again, like, I'm not a healthcare physician, so I want you guys to, be responsible and take care of yourselves. And if you feel the need to consult a doctor, I would do that. But this is what I'm getting. And something also maybe with the third eye and crown chakra. It's a lot of telepathic communication, I feel like. Collective energy, a lot of downloads, as I've been saying. Like, even as you're doing, if you want to tap into yourself or you're wanting to gain clarity, start off with breathing. I'm getting like these breathing exercises. So that's just a little nugget. Okay, now let's pull some magical unicorns, because these cards were calling out to me. So I'm like, okay, let's see what you know how some cards be corny? Like, they just be like too light and fluffy, but these cards really called to me. Like, they're beautiful, and I love unicorns anyway, but my brother is crazy. But something about this deck it's like beautiful. Like, look at the imagery. So pretty. It's my birthstone. Oh, okay. All right, Holy Spirit, what is the message? What is the divine message you have? Use this card. It's calling out to me for a reason. Speaking of self, taking care of the self, I need to get my nails done. Like, it's time. It is time. Okay, let's see. Greetings, Crystal. Hello. Hello, hello. Bueno. Holy Spirit, what is the guidance? What is the message? What's the guidance and message before we get into the tarot? Because we are going to pull some tarot. I hope it's not too long. These cards are not coming. They're kind of sticky. Come on now. Spirit, with this deck, what is the message? Thank you. Ooh, this is pretty. Maybe some of you guys are seeing the number 33. I've been seeing that number a lot too. Well, I see threes a lot anyway, but like 33 maybe specifically. So you have the Cosmic Sapphire card. It says, act with honor and integrity and speak your truth. Yeah, there goes that. It's something with the throat chakra for some of you. I'm getting third eye and throat chakra, and I'm getting two messages. So I'm getting, yes, speak your truth, because the throat chakra thing came out, but I'm also getting something with like divine communication. So whatever that might mean to you. Greetings, Kayla. Hey, hush. So yeah, something. Thank you, Nova. We appreciate you as a messenger. Thank you. It's your uncle. Just stop. Just stop. It's your uncle. What do you want? You want to go? Want to get out? Hey, give me a second. Let me let this girl out, because she acting cray-cray. It's just your uncle. I promise you. I don't know why you acting like that. See? It's my brother. So I don't know why she acting like that. She must have heard him go out the door. Okay. All right, so at the bottom of the deck, this stood out to me. I just wanted to point this out real quick. But you have open your heart and spread unconditional love. Heart chakra energy, see? So I'm getting throats, third eye, maybe some crown chakra energy, and heart chakra. It's a lot of clearing and a lot of messages, so pay attention. You have pure intention at the top of the deck. Find clarity, surrender your ego, number 2. There is a message that's coming to you. You see that bird? It's like they're all connected. Look, the heart, third eye, crown chakra. It's this bird, this energy is connected to this energy here. It's like a cosmic or like a collective energy. I keep picking up telepathy too. I don't know. But Let me slow down. Hold on. Yeah, I'm getting something with telepathy and a lot of divine messages or downloads. So you may want to rest and like pace yourself because I feel like it's a lot coming through. It might feel like a lot of intensity because it's like different things are trying to be communicated. And in order for you to really feel the energy and to translate what you're feeling and what is coming in, you got to take a breath. You have to ground your energy. You have to center yourself. That's what I'm getting from this. But I want to see what this card means. I'm not going to get all the way into the book, but I like to read. Let me see, 33. 33. Okay. It says this card brings a message of personal empowerment and calls on you to decide what is right for you. Be true to yourself no matter what. Archangel Michael and your unicorn will merge their energy in order to illuminate you. Your unicorn very well could just be an ancestor, a spirit guide. You know, this card is tailored to tap into that. The creator of this deck, she talks about like unicorns and her personal experience with them and stuff like that. I'm not saying that I don't necessarily believe in like otherworldly beings and things like that. I'm sure I believe they exist, even when I was a little kid, and it might be because I was a child, but I really do believe that unicorns exist, or they did at some point, something like otherworld things, like creatures from different realms, planets, and stuff like that. It might look a little different than how we would depict it. Maybe they make them look a little more cuter than what they actually are, just like they do archangels, but yeah, she talks about a personal unicorn, so take that as it resonates with you. It says, while physical sapphires are powerful, cosmic ones hold Archangel Michael's light, and at an even higher frequency, they are palest, translucent, white blue, and carry the light of higher communication, power, and integrity combined with wisdom, knowledge, and ability to take action. They radiate source love. Archangel Michael, look. Do y'all see that? Y'all see that? Throat chakra. Archangel Michael is in charge of the development of the throat chakra of humanity. So when you visualize a cosmic sapphire in your throat, it expands and illuminates the sensitive spiritual center. Okay, so we're not going to get into all that, but I like this part right here. Is trust in God and trust in yourself, okay? Throat chakra energy, most definitely. So if you've been having like little itchy throat, coughing, maybe some mucus, you're clearing. And I feel like there's some type of message that's trying to, that's on its way to you, or some type of divine message download that you're about to receive. All right, let's pull some tarot and some Lenormand. Just as a general guidance message. After this, I'm cleaning my table because these ashes are driving me crazy. Because my incense, it'd be like, they just drop. Anyway. I'm going to use the cutest. I think it's called the cutest little Lenormand. I forgot. I think that's what this card or this deck is called. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for your divine wisdom, your divine light. I ask for only divine truth and clarity. We cast down any false guidance, any false information, false truths, deception, trickery, confusion. Thank you. Yeah. There's some, the book in the Lenormand represents sacred knowledge or wisdom or something, some type of information. The fox. I just heard check the source. The fox doesn't always necessarily have to be a bad card, but it is a card of like something like someone being sly, or it could just be someone. All right, ancestors. I thought so. Some of you guys, I keep getting the same damn message. Okay, so you have the book, you have the fox, you have the lily. The lilies, sometimes for me, they're elders anyway, but sometimes I look at this card as a ancestor card or like a wise spirit guide. Another thing too is it can represent passion and sexuality, maturity and all of that, but I'm getting a guide. Some of you guys need to be discerning of the information that you take on at this time, because there is information, there's something coming to you, but you have to be able to discern what you're getting. What's at the bottom of the deck? Okay. Yeah, something with I feel like trusting your intuition and knowing how to discern or cut through what you're receiving, okay? So I'm gonna clarify this. I'm gonna get into this with the tarot anyway, but something with that fox, I heard um check the source. Hey sis, check the source. Holy Spirit, please consecrate and clear these cards. I ask for divine wisdom, divine truth. What is this message? What is the message? What is the divine message? Yeah, there, the Ace of Swords. For those of you that know, you know, the Ace of Swords is a card of truth. Yep. And then you have the King of Swords. So this is the utmost truth, the utmost clarity, honesty, integrity, wisdom. Standing in your truth and standing in your power is what I get from this. This energy, you're really going to have to trust yourself. You're really going to have to trust yourself in what you know, what you feel. I just keep getting this message in certain readings that you might be tested. Let's say that things, let's say me as an example. I might say something to you, and you know, maybe in the past, like I could have been spot on about certain things and whatever. But spirit might be testing you to trust yourself. It might be something that I say that doesn't necessarily resonate with you, or you might question and go back and forth about something. Spirit is going to, it's something with, it could be wise counsel, people that you do trust in all of that. They might be reliable sources, but you're being tested to see how much you really trust yourself in some type of way. Or there's different things. It could be an experience that you're having, and it looks like it's the other way, or it's not happening. Let's say it looks like something is not going to manifest, or it's not happening, or there's something with trusting yourself. And I always say that use your discernment with things and make sure that you're not being disobedient towards your own yourself, you know, your true inner guidance, and knowing by being in your ego and saying, oh, just because it doesn't look like what I want it to be, or what I, you know, what the ego wants, that automatically it means being stubborn and just standing on what you want. It's not, I'm not saying that. You know, a divine knowing, like what is true for you. You got to stand on that. So it might be a little bit of a challenge. That fox keeps standing out to me. Holy Spirit, what is this message that you're wanting to convey to this collective watching? What's the message? Ten of Pentacles, the Sun, Three of Swords, and the Two of Cups, Six of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Sunflower, yes, we know it's going to be okay. This flower was like trying to take the Three of Swords away. We know it's going to be okay. Sunflowers are like happy flowers. I call them like friendship flowers, happy flowers, the solar plexus energy, sun energy, solar. So get this out of the way. I'm hearing reconciliations, the Ten of Pentacles. Something with home, something with family. I'm also getting something with the inner child with that Sun card. Restoration, revitalization. The reason why Spirit wants, for those of you that are meant to resonate with this, however it applies, I hope that you take this message and utilize it in a positive way. And if there's other people involved, also in a way that is of highest good for everybody else as well. But what I'm getting from this is the reason why Spirit is saying to work on centering yourself, you know, taking time out to breathe. And because when you breathe, when you're paying attention to your breathing, you're in, it's like you're in tune with yourself. It's like you get a chance to slow down and you're centered. You're able to feel, you're able to hear. Your senses are in heightened when you, like, what am I trying to say? Hope this makes sense. So it's like when you pay attention to your breathing, you're paying attention to your heartbeat. You're paying attention to now yourself. You're tuning into yourself. Does that make sense? So it's like a form of pretty much going into meditation. As you're doing that, you're centering and you're grounding yourself, because there's some type of message that's trying to make its way to you. And I'm gonna say message, and it could be taken in a way whatever makes sense to you, whatever triggers to your intuition. Some of you guys, it might literally be a download that you get from spirit, a dream that you have, a book that you read, a journal entry, because I keep picking that up in readings. Could be a literal message, someone saying something to you, giving you some type of advice, or they might just be led to say something and don't know why, or they don't even know what they're saying, but it's something for you that you take and you hear a guidance, you get something from it, a divine message out of it. Or it could literally be, what formal forms of communication, right? Either way it goes, I feel like spirit is trying to prepare, it's like some type of completion. So for some of you it's closure, for some of you it's to make way for new energies to come in. And that's part of the reason why we're clearing too. So if you resonate with the clearing in the heart space, where you might feel like this tightness in your chest or heaviness, or sometimes clearing the heart chakra, it could be literally like crying, it could be tears, because you're releasing. If it's your throat chakra, you might be coughing a lot. You might, like I said, you might have some mucus or whatever builds up or whatever. Maybe even sneezing. But like I said, you gotta be careful with those symptoms nowadays. I don't want to get into all of that, but you guys know what I'm saying. And I would, like I said, I'm going to keep saying this. I'm not a healthcare physician, so health first, okay? Three of Swords is heart chakra. Thank you, Spirit. I don't feel like this necessarily represents a heartbreak. For some of you, it could be that you're healing from past disappointments, things like that. But I feel like this is heart chakra energy. A lot of intense energies that you guys are having. I don't know if I already said this already, because I'm channeling and I'm not really all the way here. I don't know if I said this, but heart chakra awakening. Something with heart chakra, activations, awakenings, feeling a lot in the heart chakra, intense heat in your chest, could feel kind of like heartburn, but it's not as painful. For some of you it can be. When I'm tapping into certain energies sometimes, or let's say I'm reading for certain people, I'll feel like this energy in my chest, and it sometimes feels like heartburn. But that's not for everybody. There's clearing, and I'm looking at the Three of Swords. In the back there's clouds with rain. It's like this looks like rain. So I'm getting clearing. The clearing is happening within self. The Two of Cups, there is some type of merging energy. I don't want to make everything about love and romance, because it doesn't necessarily have to be, but for some of you it is centered around that, some type of coming together. But this can be a joining within the self, with your own inner feminine and masculine energies. There's an exchange. What was it? The Six of Swords was at the bottom of the deck, and I think the Nine of Pentacles is at the top. Yeah, Six of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. Ooh, funny thing about this lady, you bring your ass back out here. Okay, so you have the Nine of Pentacles at the top with that bird. Stands out to me. Messengers. I think the unicorn deck, one of them, I think it was the top card, it had a dove in it. Those are divine messengers, but something with birds, and birds are communication. There's something that getting like a healing energy. Yeah, you have to be centered and grounded. Thank you, sis. Benita, I seen that. I paid attention to that 23. Thank you. That's interesting. She called that out. That's crazy. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. To me, I'm getting in this instance, grounding yourself and centering yourself so that you can get the full message. And the full message, I feel like, is within the 10 of Pentacles, so the 9 to the 10. And you see how this elder is lurking in the back? Guarantee y'all that's a messenger, a wise counsel, or that's an ancestor. It's like a divine, I feel like it's either a spirit guide, someone that is not physically present, or it's someone, I feel like this is a spiritual being. I don't feel like this is an actual physical person. It could be for some of you. You're about to receive a message. It's like your spiritual team is orchestrating something. For some of you, it could be love. There's 11 likes. So very well could be something with connections, a love situation, or not romantic, then it could be platonic, like some type of family energy. This harmony and balance. It's 29 views now. That's 1111. Yeah, this could be something. And like I said, y'all, I'm telling you, like, sometimes I get annoyed when spirit turns my reading sometimes into love, or it always got to go into that. Everything is love anyway, but you know what I mean, that romantic element. I promise you, I don't be trying to make it about that. It is what it is, and spirit, you know, fortunately and sometimes unfortunately, has me be a messenger for love reads and divine connections specifically. Ollie, I hear you. You're annoying. Like, you do this all the time. Like clockwork. She always does it. She interrupts. Let me let her out. You know it was too hot for you outside, Mama. It was too hot. I know. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this has something to do with divine connections as well, or just unions, or just partnerships, something along the lines of that. Doesn't have to be anything too deep or too heavy. For some of you, it may very well be. You do have the 10 of Cups. Not the 10 of Cups, sorry. Well, actually, the 10 of Cups is poking out. Hey, 10 of Cups, how you doing? No, 2 of Cups, my bad. It's actually the 2 of Cups stands out. Spirit's orchestrating some type of coming together. That's what I'm getting from this. There's a spiritual team in the back watching. These dogs, I'm getting something with connections. There's going to be some type of healing that takes place. There's a mending of some sort. For some of you, this could be some type of gatherings. Ooh. Let me confirm this. I don't want to say that. This reading is going to something else. Like, okay, the baby, there's a little child in the back. And the sun card, I don't know if y'all can see this child. He's lurking. It's a little chunky baby. I never noticed that. It's so cute. Oh, my God. We're not feeding into the baby fever, okay? We're not doing that. The sun. Okay, this might be, like, far out in the future. But I want to confirm this before I pull cards. I'm going to say this, but I'm going to confirm it. Spirit, if it's not supposed to be, like, cut my throat, like, chakra, like, just shut it down for a quick second. If this is not something that I'm supposed to say, because I'm very careful with certain things, but I feel like this is a message for somebody. I feel like in what's happening, there's spirit babies around, and some of you guys already resonate with that. There's, like, babies in the spirit realm that want to be born, and they're lingering around. I'm not going to say you should prevent that. If it's meant to happen and who it's meant to be with, it's going to happen anyway. So I'm not going to say, oh, if you don't want to get pregnant, you better be careful. Like, I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Whether you plan, you know, you wrap it up, whatever, it's going to happen. Or you might be on the pill and something just it's likely to happen. If it's meant to happen, trust me, like, God has done some miraculous things with people in any case, but pregnancy too. So I'm just saying. Oh, you're pregnant. Oh, congratulations. I love babies. Oh. So I'm getting something with spirit babies or babies lingering, wanting to come in, wanting to be born. And that could be out in the far future for some of you if this resonates as a love message. And even if it does not resonate as a love message for you, That's just a heads up. Whether you are carrying the child or you're helping to plant the seed, whatever, that's what I'm getting from this. But I want to confirm this. You're welcome. Swords. Aw. See all these babies. Like, babies be born. It's them quarantine babies. So you have the Knight of Swords and the Hangman. There's definitely some type of an illumination that's coming. I can definitely say that. So just like be alert, because there's a message that's coming. As far as the baby goes, clarify the Sun and the Ten of Pentacles. What's the connection between the Sun and the Ten of Pentacles? I'm hearing Stevie Wonder. Yeah. Healing. There's emergence. It's like two energies becoming one. Yeah, this is, and they share indeed, like, yeah, that, yeah, okay. That's for some of you. I don't know how far out in the future that is. But the Temperance card, I do get, the message as well is, remember I was saying I'm getting some type of energy of healing. Could be energy of harmony and balance that comes to this. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And there's an angelic, yeah, there's like divine forces, divine reinforcement surrounding whatever this energy is, a situation. Of course, you, if I'm not mistaken, this card, I think it's Archangel Uriel. I can't remember which angel this is. It's either Uriel or Michael. There's also the Sun, too, is also a promise of some type of shift or a powerful shift, a positive shift with the Sun, because the Sun is like that sigh of relief after a time of maybe confusion or lack of clarity, because after the Moon card, and the Moon, sometimes you're in the dark, you can't see everything, right? There's a lot that's to be illuminated, but when the Sun comes, it pretty much brings everything full circle. It illuminates everything. Nothing is hidden under the sun, right? So there's some type of positive energy, and it also can represent new beginnings. The child in the card can represent rebirth. Also could be the inner child as well, some type of restoration, just in general, period. You have quite a few major arcana cards, so I would more so pay attention to those energies. The Temperance, the Sun, and the Hangman came out. And I feel like this is all going to happen during the Leo season, maybe up until, because you have, yeah, that Lion stands out to me. And the Sun card is also a Leo energy. The Temperance is Sagittarius. So this all can be unfolding now and until fall season. But something about the Leo energy is very strong. I don't want to pull too many cards. Who is the angel in the Temperance card in the tarot? Gabriel. Well, according to this is Gabriel. It says combines water, fire, and deity in the same figure. Polar opposites are being merged under divine guidance. Symbolizes healing and inspiration. You're welcome. Yeah, they're saying, for some they're saying it's Archangel Michael, and some they're saying it is Gabriel. But I would take what resonates with you, because everybody has their own interpretation. That's why I don't really go off of like strict tarot rules, like, oh, this card means this and it means that. Like, I like to read intuitively. It, you know what I mean? So I would take it as it applies to you. The first angel that came to me was Uriel, because that's one of my angels. But take it as it resonates with you specifically, but just know that there is divine reinforcement, there is angelic assistance and support that's around this, and there something is coming together. They're working to bring, I'm telling you, like, I don't always see this card as like an angelic force or a divine force or some type of ancestor or something trying to bring people together, but that's the feeling that I'm getting, and it's confirmed right here with the angel with these 2 cups. I'm also getting to, like, damn, Spirit, you always try to make everything about these divine connections. Like, it is what it is. Anyway, I feel like the greater purpose of this is like to heal, like remove, hash shit out, move on, blah blah blah, or to cleanse, purify the heart so it can be receptive to receive whatever this message is, and this message to bring forth some type of healing, some type of peace, clarity, divine download, for the purpose of bringing 2 people together, because this is what's being birthed out, this new beginning. Whether this is an actual child, which I feel like for some of you it is a child, or children, because I've been picking up twin babies, been coming a lot. That's been a thing for almost like 3 years, 4 years now that I've been channeling that. It's not the first time that that's come out, but for some of you specifically, if it's a son, could be your son, it could be your future daughter, it could be your future grandchild, whatever. For some of you, this is the energy. That's the purpose of all of this. That's the bigger picture, is the fact that this energy wants to be birthed, whether it's a physical being or it's an energy that wants to be birthed out, because the sun does represent new beginnings, transformation, rebirth, liberation, freedom, lightheartedness, revitalize. This is what's being birthed out of the situation. That's the whole major thing of this. And also to bring about enlightenment. So like I say, I always pay attention to the majors, most importantly, because these are the divine energies. These are what stands. This is what sticks, or these are the lessons or the karmic energy that's coming forth. Karmic energy doesn't have to be negative and heavy, you know. You guys know that. But the Temperance, the Sun, the Hangman, like, look at this. I don't know if y'all see that. See, the crown chakra is illuminated on these 2 cards. This is the download from the angels, from the heavens to a person. It's coming down. Yeah, as above, so below. It's coming down to the crown chakra. That's what I'm getting from this. There's a download that's coming. Horses, the unicorns. I know he don't have a horn, but that's a unicorn, damn it. Right now in this reading, that's a unicorn. So unicorns for me are a symbol of wish fulfillment, sometimes healing, protection, lighthearted energy as well, dreams and manifestation. I feel like something beautiful is manifesting or happening, or it's like a miraculous type of transformation or healing, or a miraculous way of receiving divine guidance or message. Some of you guys is a child. If it's a child, it's definitely going to be a miracle child in some type of way. It could be due to your circumstances, could be due to your health, it could be anything, age, whatever. That when this child comes forth, or children, because like I said, some of you, it might be twins. I'm just saying, I'm picking that up. If that resonates with you, it's a blessing. However it unfolds, however it manifests, it's a blessing. But if it's not a child, and or it could also be too, it's not a child, or it could still be a child and a beautiful new energy is coming forth and manifesting. That is what is to come. That is what stands. Clarity, divine message, divine download. There's healing that brings, and then you see how this path, this healing path, this path of whatever the angels and guides are doing, the divine intervention is leading to the sun energy. Look, it's all just, you see how that just, everything just flows beautifully together. It's amazing. Like, look, like how, it's amazing. Okay. Definitely Damn, I kind of want to pull more. I didn't want to be on here too long, but kind of want to pull more. Um, I'm feeling led to look in my animal book, my spirit animal book, to see what unicorns mean. I just want to read that entry real quick. Give me a second. Ouch. Okay, let's see. Oh, I just passed. I just passed you. Go back. Here we are. Okay, I don't know if y'all want. I'll let you guys screenshot this if you want to. Okay. Oh, I did skip the turtle. Yeah, the turtle is also maybe something significant too. It says it's vital that you pursue any creative or artistic interest that you suppressed until now. You'll notice more signs and visitations from the nature spirits and elemental kingdoms such as fairies. And I'm going to say be careful with that. Thank you. Hey sis. Thank you for your donation. Thank you. I appreciate you, sis. Let's see. It says fairies and sprites, which I don't mess with the fairy realm too much. That's a whole nother topic that they're not light and fluffy. Like, the cute shit, like, I'm telling, like, things in the spirit realm is, like, completely different from what we, like, Disney will have you fucked up in the streets. Like, you really just got to do your research when you tap into certain things. You know what I mean? So fairies are not always these light and fluffy. Like, I'm just giving y'all a heads up. So I would take that with a grain of salt. But the part that stood out to me is it says you'll notice more signs and visitations. So divine visitations. Not saying that fairies cannot, you know, I'm just saying, like, when you work with certain stuff, just use your discernment. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Let go of your worries and responsibilities for a while and just play and have fun. It says suspend any disbelief and open yourself to perceiving any and all helping spirits from the non-visible world. Yes, be open to assistance and help. You're going to meet some gifted children who have unusual artistic and creative talents. You'll learn some important things from being around them. So some of you, your own kids, can help heal you and help awaken or help you to more so tap back into that inner child self within you. But Spirit was giving me a message even as I was reading that. You're going to meet gifted children who have unusual artistic and creative talents. Yeah, nothing should be forced, right? Usually, and I'll say use this with, I'm just reading my sister's comment real quick. She said, make sure whatever you work with, you are the appropriate blood lineage. Nothing should be forced. When certain energies come to you constantly, that's most likely a sign that it's something that wants to connect with you. And like I said, you have to use your discernment because not everything that pursues you spiritually and energetically is from the divine. It's not always divine connect. So just use your discernment and ask, what's your intention? Why are you here? Because spirits have to tell you their intentions. They have to tell you why they're there. They will tell you. They will tell on themselves. So you just got to be like, okay, why are you here? And sometimes spirits are tricks for spirits. They be like, oh, this is Martin Luther King talking to you. And you're just like, motherfucker, I don't believe it. Use your discernment. Anyway, long story short, going back to this, it says you're going to meet some gifted children who have unusual artistic and creative talents. These babies, a lot of people have been channeling this for a minute. Rainbow children specifically. These kids, their gifts, their talents, like, just imagine, like, us, our ancestors are looking at us like, damn, they doing the damn thing. They're doing things that we never could, what we strived for at the time or could only imagine or dream of. Just imagine, like, the future generation that we're giving birth to now, the type of things that they're going to create and what type of beings they are, the type of abilities and skills and gifts that they hold. That's what a lot of people are giving birth to. And some of you guys, you're giving birth to new things that are going to be utilized in the new paradigm, as they say. So like whatever you're giving birth to and manifesting, you're going to be a part of a major shift. So your gifts, your visions, your skills and abilities are going to be way more advanced. But I feel like for the children more so, yeah, yep. So whatever we're doing, yeah, right, like I said, whatever we're doing right now, our grandchildren and so on and so forth are gonna look at us like we like fucking goat. Especially those that like you're doing things you might not see it as something big in like right now, but the effects of it in the longer run is going to be something. Just know that. But getting back to this, it says you'll learn some important things from being around them. You're going to experience a surge in your personal power, so use it wisely. Use your personal power wisely because we all are magicians. We all have the ability to manifest and create. And what we do with that, you got to be careful. It's like you don't want to give the wrong person, you know, because a lot of you have a lot of divine assistance and authority and power. And if you're operating in a lower vibrational energy, which is why spirit is working on the heart. And one of my other sisters, we talk about this too. Like when you're manifesting things, you can manifest from a place of woundedness in your ego. And you can also manifest from your heart, which is those things are going to be what sticks and what benefits not only you. So money, cars, and hoes and all that, that stuff is temporary things. But when it comes to you're thinking about your lineage, you're thinking about your future, helping others, helping yourself, that's the type of stuff that's going to stick in the long haul. So that's why spirit has to work with purging the heart space and has been. Not saying that this is the only time. This it's 11:44 a.m. So that's 144,000. If y'all know, y'all know. I'm getting that some of you like your heart chakra awakening. It might be more intensified, but it doesn't mean that it hasn't been happening. Like spirit hasn't been working on your heart space already anyway. That doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that, oh, this is the first time, like you're just now working on your heart chakra. No, I always talk about healing as an onion, as layers. Or if you're thinking about, if you ever looked at a picture of a tree and you see the roots at the end of it, or if you think about weeds in the ground, the weeds are the things that, let's say the weeds are our wounds, they're our experiences, our pain, deeply rooted things, the roots, things that are connected to starting from birth, or the things that we were birthed into, our circumstances, our environment, our upbringing, deeply rooted things. When you pull weeds up, they come with different strings, right? Like not strings, but like different branches and legs. I'm gonna call them legs. They're not legs, but when you pull that one plant up or that root up out of the ground, it's gonna have different pieces connected to it, right? So when you're pulling up one thing, let's say you're healing from abandonment issues, there's layers to your abandonment. So once you uproot that one thing, you're still working through the other parts of that one root that you're pulling. Does that make sense? I'm sure you guys get what I'm saying. I just trying to paint a picture what I'm getting. Or the onion, when you cut an onion, it has layers. So let's say that one onion is your abandonment issues, but when you cut into it, there's layers to how that manifests. How has it affected you throughout your life? How is it currently affecting you? So when you process your healing, it's not a one-stop thing like, oh, it's done. There's going to be different processes and layers to it, and everybody's process is different. So yeah, and speaking of the Lion's Gate energy, when you think of the lion, you think of dominion, power, you think of rulership, you think of courageousness, you think of confidence, boldness. You might even think of the tribe of Judah, the sovereignty of the lion, or you might think of the ego aspects of it, the pride and all of that. all of that is relative to what you're healing and what you're working through. And it's even more encouraging as well. Hey, greetings. It's all relative to your healing, and it's also encouraging you and motivating you. It's like that extra battery, like, to push you or encourage you rather through whatever your wounds are, your fears, the things that you wish to give life to, birth, manifest out of yourself. All of that is in relations to this. So going back to the fox, because I keep looking at the fox. Foxes are hunters by nature. They kind of sit back, they watch, they wait. They're not immediate. So some of you guys, the things that you're giving birth to, it might not be immediate things. It might have been a long time coming. It might still be some things that have to take place before you're able to fully manifest or to give birth to what you want to give birth to. Might not be quite time yet. It is taking place. Thank you, Starry Turtle. Going back to the tortoise and the hare, it might look like, if you're looking at things from a certain perspective, it might feel like you're behind. Or if you're comparing your journey to others, it can look like they're ahead of you and you're behind. Or you're looking at timelines of where you think you should be versus where you are. But the story is that eventually the tortoise does catch up to the hare. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he actually surpasses the hare. Why is Ollie crying? Like, what's wrong with her? So 33 is a master number. They live longer. Thank you. I just learned something. I know that they live long, but I never thought about it too much in comparison to a rabbit or whatever's lifespan. I never really thought about it, compared it. But yeah, your process in your journey. The temperance to me sometimes is, it does represent time, divine time, I would even say, with that angel being there. It's something that you have to take your time. You see how the angel is not fully submerging his feet into the water. He has 1 foot planted, 1 foot in the water. It's kind of like the star, where she's pouring into the water and she's also pouring into the earth. There's that energy of balance. There's that energy of as above, so below. The spirit and the physical realm all being one, being merged as one. But you got to take your time with your own process too. You can't just completely just go head first in. And sometimes spirit will turn shit upside down for us in order to see things from a different place. Because sometimes we do need a shake up. We do need some type of uncomfortability in order for us to get to that place of understanding and awakening and awareness. Being stripped out of our comfortability. Underwater and on earth. Yep. Turtles. Thank you. So I didn't think about that. It's interesting. You're going to make me read. I'm going to read that. Hold on. What is wrong with my Ollie? I'm going to read the turtle in 1 second. I don't know why my cat is doing it. What's wrong, Mama? You're not going back outside again. It's just not happening. It's too hot. You can sit by the window and get some sun, but it's too hot for you to go outside, Mama. Yep, my yachts. They're gatekeepers too. Cats. It's like, I want some sun. She wants to be alive. They are connected. Felines, different families of them, but okay, where are you at? Okay, so they have different turtles. They have the ocean one and they have the land. Okay, so it says you've been going much too fast for too long, so slow down and pace yourself. This is a time to be more self-reliant and less dependent on others. Take time to nurture yourself and simply observe and feel your emotions. Weren't we just talking about that? That's what we said. This is a period of increased sensitivity to Earth's vibrations and those of the collective human consciousness, which you'll first feel as sensations in your body prior to the reluctant emotions. You'll feel it in your body. Remember us saying heart chakra. Spend a few hours long or longer in solitude away from other people and the usual noise that surrounds you. This is a very creative, fertile time, and you'll need to shield yourself from interferences that threaten to distract you. Tortoise land. You're taking on way too many problems and troubles of others. Slow down, take your time, and enjoy the scenery, even if it's a detour. That's the hangman energy. Be patient and determined and stick with it. Before you know it, you'll achieve what you're after. At this time, pay particular attention to the shifting sensations in your body, as these are energetically resonating with the subtle changes in the vibrations of the earth. Okay. Well, I'm going to read this last part. Get out on land and walk around a bit, half of your usual pace, using this as meditation. The unicorn followed right behind it. That's crazy. Now we have to read the fox. Oh my God. I just opened the book up from the, oh my God. I just opened the book up and it went, that's scary. All right, Spirit, I get it. Trust your intuition and be very wary of someone you're involved with attempting to trick you in some way. Pay attention to your own intuition, y'all. Your intelligence and ingenuity are more useful right now than confrontation and righteousness. It's better for you to remain in the background, exert an influence from the position. I'm trying to read it from the camera's angle rather than in front of me. Take an active leadership role. It's best to blend in your surroundings and move with stealth and keep your intentions to yourself. Move in silence. Like the fox. He's not loud. He ain't telling everybody what he up to, what he doing. He's in the back. It's important at this time to break out of your social conditioning and express yourself more freely. Throat chakra. They have different types of foxes. I'm not going to read it. Listen and hear it. Look and see and sense. Feel. Trust your senses to guide you. That's why Spirit is saying to center yourself. Feel into your own energy. You guys can screenshot this. I'm not reading all of this. Let's see. Cats. Do they have cats? I think they do. Like, it would only be right. All right. They have almost every animal in here. There's one that they don't have, and I don't remember what it was. This is a period where self-sufficiency and trusting your own capabilities, again, is necessary. Honor your sensuality by dancing slowly with graceful and easy movements. By enjoying touch and physical intimacy, listen closely to your intuitive guidance, as it's likely an ancestor who is one of your spirit guides trying to communicate with you. What? This is a period of magic and mystery for you, so pay close attention to the signs and omens that will guide and direct you. Thank you, Ollie. Wherever you at, I don't know where she went. Ollie got our attention. Thank you, Ollie. Whatever you've released, relationships, material goods, self-defeating habits will soon be replaced with something or someone entirely more suitable for you presently. Do something totally wild and out of character, yet is completely harmless. This is inner child energy. Break away from unhealthy codependencies or dependencies on others. Yeah. Yep. All of these messages are connecting together. One more. Let's do Lion, and then I'm done with the book. I love this book, though. Llama. There we go. All right, so hold your head up high, keep your dignity no matter what you're faced with, no matter what it looks like, okay, on the outside. You're much stronger than you think you are and need to use your emotional strength in this situation. Call upon the well courage that's available to you to confront this uncomfortable situation. Listen closely and discern carefully before acting rather than moving ahead impulsively. They keep saying to take your time. Take your time. When faced with a tough decision, follow your heart rather than what you think you should do. The heart chakra. The heart. That's why Spirit is clearing the heart space and working on the heart space, because it has to be receptive in order to give birth to what's coming, or to even be able to download this. And with this energy, you're able to manifest some major things that you may not see it all at once, but later on it's going to hold a lot of weight in the future. And the 10 of Pentacles too also can represent generational wealth, long-term energy. So there's different generations in this card. There's the elder, there's these two current energies, and then there's the youth. This is generational wealth. So whatever that might mean to you, generational wealth can be both material wealth as well as spiritual abundance, love, morals, values, principles, traditions, whatever. These types of things is what's going to stick in the long haul. So whatever you're manifesting now, you want to manifest it from a place of purity in your heart space, of openness in your heart. You don't want to manifest from a place of hastiness. But sometimes you do need to act on things. You don't want to procrastinate, but it's all about divine timing. That's why Spirit is saying that you got to be in a space to hear clearly, be able to know what you're taking in, what's being channeled, what you're downloading, so that you know how to move, when to move, not delay anything. When Spirit says go, you got to be ready, set, go. When Spirit says, I need you to slow down and process everything, you settle down and you process everything. The Hangman also can be a card of sacrifice. In this period, it can be a humiliating experience because your hands are tied. You can't do nothing. Oh, I know what this feels like. Can I share a testimony with y'all real quick? I feel like somebody needs to hear it. I'm just going to share it. There's been so many circumstances or times where I felt like God was like forsaking me, basically, in situations where it felt like people had gotten over on me or had the upper hand. And these were things or situations where people were, the church fan, where people were like coming for me, attacking me. And I'd be like, God, why are you allowing this? Like, this is fucked up. Like, let's be real. Like, this is fucked up. This is not fair. You got me out here looking fucking crazy and fucking stupid. Like why is this happening? Right? I'll even go a little step further. Like, y'all probably like this girl and her fucking Bible study. I don't care. The story of Jesus always comes to me, and y'all keep talking about 33, so we might as well just get into it, okay? Jesus. So Jesus, they say he was 33, right? When he ascended. 33 is a master number. That's ascension. When you're in that process of your darkest hours, and if you think about Jesus being on the cross at that his final moment, he was like, why, God, why have you forsaken me? Like, this is too much. Why you playing me like this? This is too much. Right before he leaves, he physically, that is the death, the ego, the pain, and all of that. When it's done, that's where he's taken up, right? He ascends. Crown chakra, the thorns, the crown. My sis says this all the time. Pain is the initiation. It really is. Because every time you grow through something, like, I'll speak for myself, like every time I go through something dark and it's pain, and it's like, God, why the fuck are you doing this to me? Like, just being real, like talking to God real, like I would talk to anybody. Why are you doing this? Like, for real, why is this happening? Like, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do to deserve this? It's like that. Like, why is this happening? After that happened, these whole things, it's like I felt like a weight lifted off my shoulders. Like, I had to process that, because what Spirit was working on with me in this certain situation that was always like, it was such a situation that was like, torment. It was a spirit of torment, a harassing spirit, tormenting spirit. It was constantly something that I had to grow through and deal with, until I got to a place where I see what Spirit was doing for me in it. Because one of my biggest challenges as a child was standing up for myself. As a child, and I spoke about this probably in the past, our feelings and our emotions were not always validated. Our truth, sometimes we couldn't speak our truth without being told to be quiet or to shut up, or some type of repercussion or punishment for us simply just saying, no, I didn't even do that. Like, that wasn't me. I didn't break that, and really didn't do it, and being told to shut up and I don't want to hear it about, like, so that voice was suppressed for a long time. Speaking up for myself, feeling defenseless at times. That was what I had to grow through. So Spirit would put me in certain circumstances and experience until I got up and fight. Because I'm a lover, not a fighter. I fight for my Mars is in Cancer. I'll fight for my family, the people that I love. I'll do that. But when it comes to me, and it should be first, you should fight for yourself, right? I'll be like, no, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no drama. Like, let's keep it cute, okay? But the thing about the bull is, and I'm a Taurus, like, keep provoking a Taurus, and they'll usually like blow up. They pop off. Like, we have to be provoked into it. Some people, immediate, just like, soon as you come for them, they ready for all the smoke, and that's not me all the time. So it did take me being poked at constantly being poked at, until I was like, okay, I'm not laying down. That's not who I am. Like, y'all might take me as a punk because I'm, do little cards and, little readings and the flowers and the pink shit and soft voice and all that. No, not that. So I had to get that in me, in my spirit. Like, I had to break that inner child that always felt like she couldn't express herself, or that she should just get down and lay down because she's constantly being ridiculed or she's being attacked. And it's something that, me and my siblings, I'm not going to speak too much on our personal stuff, but as children, just our surroundings, our upbringing, and the people that did that to us, the family member that did that to us, they're only repeating a cycle of what happened to them. And that's another thing that is a part of the roots that I was talking about. Wow. The roots in the ground, like I said, they're not only your things that you're connected to, it's also generational. It's due to your environment, your circumstances, your upbringing. So when you're uprooting something, it goes deep. So when you're clearing, you're not just clearing for yourself, but you're clearing for your lineage, so that you don't repeat that same thing. You don't put your children, if you have children, or if you are to have children in the future, you're not putting that on them to repeat that. You're stopping it. It stops here with you. You're the one, you're in the garden, you the motherfucker in the garden that's pulling the weeds up. You're the one doing the handiwork. You're doing the dirty work. You're getting your hands dirty, something that people don't want to touch. That's what you're doing. And for some of you, you might look at it as a disadvantage sometimes, because like, why I gotta be the one? But if you're chosen for that, it is what it is. And being in this place can be humiliating, because it feels like everything is against you. God had people, in the book, they talked about how Jesus was being ridiculed, how he was being judged, how he was being spat on, beaten, humiliated. People were laughing at him like, you said you was the son of God, but look where you at. Like, you just a man, you're just a flesh suit, and you talking about you the son of God, but you can't get yourself out of this predicament. That type of feeling. and then be able, and they might look at him like a punk, but like he endured that. Like he endured all of that. How they depicted it, how they talked about it was he endured a lot of pain. And I talked about this in another reading. Like this is something that the physical human body wouldn't be able to take all of that. And some people might say, oh, the Bible is this, it's a fable. But yeah, you take the parables out of it and you apply it to your life. If you're looking at it from a physical standpoint, I'm going through all this pain. Like you're beating me, like damn near I'm almost to bloody. Y'all seen the Passion of Christ. Let's talk about, like, let's use that as an example. Like beaten to like a pool of blood. Like they were trying to kill him. He didn't die. Then you give him this heavy ass wooden cross to carry. God knows how many miles he had to walk and carry that up a mountain. On top of that, weak, bloody, sweating, all of that, in pain, body ripped up, cut, carrying all of that, still living, because that type of pain is enough to, like, it's like even the trauma of it can cause you to just dip out. But he didn't die until he surrendered and took his last breath on the cross, after he said, God, why have you forsaken? Like, I ain't even dead yet. Like, I'm still up here. Like, why? That type of pain, when you go through your healing process, when you go through your awakening, when you go through your spiritual death, of meaning spiritually releasing and removing the parts of yourself, the ego, the flesh, the pain and all of that, as you're releasing that out of you, you reach a higher level of understanding and knowledge and awareness. The closer you are to the higher realms, the closer you are to God, that divine awareness of things, because you've been through so much. What can break you? Nothing out. Even if someone took your life, it's all ordained, but they can't take your soul, right? That's one thing that they can't do. Unless you give them permission to do that, unless you give it willingly, you give up your life to someone else, nobody can take your life from you or your soul from you. That soul essence of who you are. Even these life circumstances that don't kill you physically on earth, but might have been meant to destroy you, make you stay down, be depressed, to cause fear in your life. When you overcome, there's nothing that you can't get through. Like, I'm not saying that I've been through a lot of things, but some people probably went through things much worse. But seeing that all the stuff that I went through, that I used to cry about and be like, oh, why me, God? And why is this happening to me? And what did I do? And blah, 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 blah. Like, all these different things that I've had to go through, I can guarantee you, I can count this, I can promise this. Everything that I went through, God always brought me through it. Always. And that's why one of my favorite Bible verses is, I will never leave you nor forsake you. That is one of my favorite verses ever, because that is the testimony. That is the reminder that I have, that I will never be leaving nor forsaken, regardless of what I've gone through. And it builds up a resilience in you as well, to where you don't waver so much anymore. Like, yeah, you're going to go through things, maybe even harder than the last thing that you just grew through, but that understanding and that reminder and that promise, that's why it's always good to look back at where you came from, what you grew through. Who you used to be shouldn't be looked at as like, oh, I feel so much shame. And sometimes I do look at my past and feel like some shame at times, like, why was I like that? Why did I do this? But if you grew from that and you're no longer that, and you understood the lesson and you have a testimony to share, that's all that matters. And it's also something to keep you motivated and keep you going. Like, okay, I really have grown. And growth does not always have to equate to where you're at physically in life. Oh, I have a car, I have a house, I have a husband and wife, I have a degree. All that stuff, that's cool. Those are a part of our achievements in life, yes. But the things that stick, that's what you want to remind yourself of. That's the reward, that I overcame that. I didn't allow it to keep me down too much longer. Yeah, I might have been depressed for a while. Yeah, I might have contemplated suicide or whatever, but I didn't allow it to keep me there. That's the thing that you have to remind yourself of. You could have been strung out on drugs. It doesn't matter if you've come out of that, you grew out of that, you've elevated past it, you've learned the lesson in the experience. That's all that matters. So that's what I'm getting from the Hangman card. Pretty much like the whole card's in itself. And if you're talking about a love situation, some things you have to grow through in order for that connection to be a strong bond. And I'm not talking about toxicity. Us as humans, we have a side to us that can be hurtful, that can be messy. You know, we can be at fault. We can do things, especially if we're wounded. We can do things to self-sabotage. We can do things to push our blessings away. But the difference is the growth in a person. If you're dealing with someone that refuses and you're growing, you're elevating, and that you can tell the difference between when you're dealing with someone that's just completely toxic, karmic to your life, not a positive karmic energy where you're getting, you know, you are, like they say in the Bible, you can tell their fruits, or the person, the character of a man by their fruits that they bear, right? The things that will let you know that there's a difference between where you're like going through a challenging time, because what I'm getting for some of you, whether you have a divine connection presently in your life or you're calling it in, you're going through the process, the journey of you healing and you growing and learning, and the other person. So you might have some things that you're not proud of, or you might have some behaviors that, you know, wouldn't be so ideal in some of our minds to want to deal with. And I'm not talking about blatant toxicity where someone is like physically abusive towards you, verbally abusive. That's not what I'm talking about. Like disagreements, miscommunication, you know, little games here and there. But I don't get that spirit, because, and I heard this in the shower too. God gave me this download. Like, you got to think about it this way. The creator that made you loves you unconditionally. Why in the hell would they give you a man or a woman that constantly abuses you? When I say abuse, doesn't have to always be physical. Why would God even like give you a disservice of that? And yes, sometimes spirit will put two people together that may have healing to do, have work to do. But sometimes spirit does that so that it can propel, like, so that it can encourage you into doing your work, into doing your healing, into seeing your value and your worth and how, like, where you could be. Sometimes, and that's it can be a gift and a curse. I'm not going to say only just to women, because women usually tend to like see the potential in someone and hang on that. But men can also, especially if you have the gift to see, you have an eye, you're a seer, you have the gift to see ahead of things. You can see a person's potential on them, or you might be given a vision of who this person could be or who they really are. And then what you're physically seeing in the now may not measure up to that. So you might tend to wait on that to be so. But the difference with that is that spirit, when it's coming from God, whatever you want to call it, people get triggered off the word of God. I don't know why. Or hearing the just the term God, like, when it comes to when God gives us a message or a promise, it's always going to be backed up. So if spirit says, let's say for instance, oh, this is your person, twin flame, whatever, soulmate, husband, wife, kingdom spouse, all these little terms they got out here, whatever. God says that to you, this is going to be this and this is going to be that. And you're looking at the situation from a perspective of it has not manifested. It's not happening. Look at what this person is doing. Like, they're still doing this. They're still doing that. Blah, blah, blah. They haven't said this. They haven't said that. Like, based off of our timing and what we want, right? The thing that will show proof of this is you'll start to see the progression in a person. When you're dealing with a counterfeit connection, it's like it doesn't progress. It's a regression. y'all know the whole pattern of this. A toxic connection, a pattern until you break it, at least. When you're in a false connection with somebody, they'll play like they're the real deal for as long as they can keep it up, and then they go back and they regress back to who they are. There's no growth. There's a difference. Like I said, healing is in layers. So the process is not going to be overnight. If you're dealing with someone that has emotional issues, you might see little efforts here and there of this person working on it. But if they're constantly making excuse, oh, this is just the way I am, or if they don't want to take accountability, they're pointing the finger at you, it's you, it's you, it's your fault, it's your fault, then I would say that it's probably not ordained. That's probably not that. The devil mocks God, but secretly wants God power. Right. So you can get prophetic insights, but sometimes it's not always divine prophetic insights. Like the devil, as they say, Satan, or these dark forces, these spirits, they know your future. They know your destiny too. That's why they intervene. They try to like get in the middle. So if they gotta whisper some bullshit to you and make you believe that, and that's happened plenty of times to me, and so I always pray for discernment with things now, like really, really pray earnestly for discernment, because it's easy to be tricked. That's the thing. Some of the schemes of the devil is usually things that appear to be what you want, and you gotta be careful. And I'm not saying that look at everything that is good as like, oh, I can't trust this, but it will always be something to debunk it quickly. You just got to pay attention to when it happens. It's always going to be something that shows you that that's not the case. So if Spirit said this is the person for you, and or there's a person that is coming into your life, you don't know who they are yet or nothing like that, you're aligning with the manifestation of that, right? And Spirit is letting you know that this person is coming into your life, and they may not be perfect. Like I said, it's not meant to be. I don't believe that God would send us somebody that is going to hurt us, but I feel like not everybody's case is going to be some fairy tale where their person is like coming in with everything, all their shit together, or that you have to be this perfect person. And that to me is saying like we got to be a certain way in order to receive love. That's not the case, because love is something that is, we are of love. Love is unconditional. So it shouldn't be, oh, God is saying, oh, you can't have this person until, you're this perfect person. Yes, you got to be in a certain energy. You have to be receptive to even receive that type of energy. And sometimes it might come at a time that we feel like we're not ready, because it's not in our time. Lean not on our own understanding, but that of a higher understanding of God. Lean not only on your ego, on your physical presence alone, but that of a higher understanding and wisdom. That's why the heart has to be in alignment to even receive that understanding. Otherwise, if you're in your flesh, you're in your ego, you're dealing with your wounds, you're not receptive to what God is saying. And when I say God, you can take that as a ultimate divine creative energy, which that's what I'm saying, because I do believe that I have a creator that brought me here, that manifested me here, that is connected in everything and all things. But God is also the higher self, the higher being of self that is connected to the all as well. So when you're in that energy, and your heart is open to receive, you can receive the messages that Spirit is giving to you with a clear understanding of how it's intended to. But it can be tainted with wounded ears, wounded eyes, a wounded, blocked heart. You're not going to be able to receive. You're not going to be able to fathom or believe it. And I'll speak for myself. Another testimony. When good things happen to me, I always question it. And it's always this is not going to last long. It's too good to be true. And that comes from a place of wounding and past disappointments that were not dealt with, or even feeling like I wasn't good enough to receive good things to last for me, or I wasn't deserving of healthy connections because of my past, or because of upbringing and all of that. Those things can block you from receiving blessings. And I say this too, like, God is not going to give you somebody that is unprepared or non-equipped to handle you. They might have to heal to step into that, because God knows how much we can handle. God never gives us more than what we can bear or handle, right? So I might look at myself and say, I'm not good enough for this. God, why did you call me to this? Like Prophet Jeremiah, where Jeremiah was saying to God, like, I can't speak to these people. I'm young. I'm a small, who am I to speak to these people? Moses, same thing. Who am I? I'm a criminal. I created these I did these crimes. I have a speech issue. Who am I to? And God was like, who are you to question me? He told Jeremiah, I knew who you were before you even were birthed into this reality. I knew who you were in your mother's womb. I knew who you were called to be. You looking at your age, you're looking at your ability to speak, what your past, what you did in the past, as you're not qualified, but God sees us before we see ourselves. So if you feel like, okay, I'm not deserving of this calling or this purpose or this connection or this person, I'm not good enough, Spirit gave it to you for a reason. And again, wounding can block our blessings. That's why the heart is being worked on, so that you can receive. And like I said, I do believe this, that when God plants something into our hands that is of value, I'm thinking of the Page of Pentacles in my mind's eye. The Page of Pentacles is a student learning the value of that pentacle, of what it is and how to invest in it. So it's like when you're given this blessing, you're learning the value of it, and it encourages you to level up. It's like a subtle support or an encouragement or push to show you how valuable that thing is, or the value of you and what you can do with that thing of value, if that makes sense, right? So yeah, so I had to be careful with what I say with these connections, because I heard this while I was showering, and God gives me a lot of downloads when I'm in the shower often, that God is not going to put someone, put you in the hands of someone that won't be able to handle you. And then I had to check my ego for a second, because God is like, it's not on the surface of can't handle you, like, oh, because they're this way or they're that. You got to look past what you see, because God will never give, again, something that we can't handle. So even if it looks like you can't handle it or someone can't handle it, God will equip you and prepare you and guide you. That's where divine obedience comes from. When you're in your higher self, when you're in your higher mind, and when your heart is open and obedient and surrendered to the higher knowledge and wisdom within, you're easily navigated and guided. You're not leaning on your own understanding. You're not trying to figure it all out, because it's already mapped out for you. When you surrender to trying to do everything your way and it should be this, I promise you, when things are done in a divine way, things are just, it's placed. I promise you, it's placed. And I got into a place where I pray about everything before I do it. Before I go somewhere, I pray about it. I ask for confirmation. I ask for direction with handling things. Like, and sometimes we can miss the mark. And I can attest to this. Don't force it. When I'm in my ego, or I get in my fear, it blocks me from hearing what Spirit is saying. I can miss the mark. I can miss the direction. I can miss an opportunity because I'm in my head. I wasn't listening. So then you're like, well, shit. But it teaches you. It shows you in the so-called mess ups, fuck ups. Yep. Even in that, it shows you where you need correction. It'll show you, okay, I still need to I need to heal that. Okay. I still got a little bit of issues there. And it's not always mastered at once. There's different levels, but you can see the growth. That's what I'm saying. So if spirit, let's say, place a person in your life, whether it's romantically or it's just a friendship, both people are not perfect, but you can see the growth in it. Like certain connections, I'll say, like friendships or sisterhoods, I'll say rather, we're all different in our own way. We might even have a little spit spats every now and then where we don't agree on shit. But there's progression in the connection. There's healing. We've grown together. So our bond is stronger as sisters, right? Same thing with love. I can't speak on that because I'm not in a relationship, but what I'm getting, what spirit is saying is, even in that, like, you guys are not going to be perfect, but you can see the progression. You can see the effort. It might be subtle change. It might be subtle efforts. It might be, a slow progression, but nonetheless, it's a progression. It's not a regression where you're like, oh my God, here we go again. This man, whatever, this dude, whatever, he's on the same, he ain't changed. Like, I've been through that. We all been through that, I'm sure, where you've given the person time and time again chances to show you that they'll do different, and they stay the same. They keep doing the same stuff. They pretend for a minute. Just a counterfeit energy. It pretends to change. I even had a friend like this. Like, we were real close. Known each other since we were kids. Our relationship never grew. That real sisterhood bond wasn't there. Yeah, we had things that we would vibe off of. We was both goofy, we was crazy, like, we like to laugh, be crazy together, go out, whatever. But that intimacy, that growth in the progression as two women healing and growing together was not there. It was always the same stuff. She, just wouldn't show up as a friend. I couldn't trust her. It was this competitive energy, a little toxic stuff. So same thing goes with other connections. It's not just romantic ones. It's also other connections as well. Like, you get tired after a while of constantly repeating the same cycle or karmic cycle over and over again. Sometimes it takes that, I can't do this anymore. And it usually happens when a person grows within themselves, where they get to a point that, I don't resonate with this path anymore. I don't resonate with this lifestyle anymore. I don't resonate with this friend anymore. I don't resonate with this relationship anymore. And you get to that place where you leave it. You leave it where it's at, because it doesn't serve you anymore. It no longer appeals to you, especially if you got somewhere to go and be in life. It doesn't work. Yeah, sister, like, girlfriends, like, I wouldn't even say sisterhoods, but like those false friendship connections. Yeah, they, especially as women, because of the wounding and all of that, like, sisterhood sometimes is hard to come by. Nowadays it's different. You can see more genuine connections with women now, and it's because, most likely it's because of, it is, I'm not even gonna say most likely, it's mainly because women are tapping into their own selves. They're healing themselves. They're working on loving themselves. They're taking their sovereignty and their power back, because there was a time where women were able to coexist in power together, collectively together. It wasn't all no hater, oh, she thinks she cute stuff. Like, all of that is wounded femininity, wounded inner child, a hyper masculinity in women that it shouldn't even be there. That competitive nature it's almost like a toxic masculine trait that women have. That's on a whole nother thing. We're not getting into that. But anyway, divine feminine energy as Mother Earth is cleansing and purifying itself. It's manifesting in the physical bodies of that feminine, that Mother Earth, the divine portal energy. So you're going to see more feminine energies healing. For those that are not doing their healing work, and this is not to shame other people or make them as lesser than, but when you look at certain types of women where it's just like toxic energy, it's all about competitive fighting, all of that other stuff, that's usually because they're still little wounded little girl energy. They haven't healed. They don't love themselves. Like, it's a whole nother thing. So those types of connections are not going to thrive. And same thing with love relationships. When you're constantly attracted to or constantly dealing with connections that are toxic, where there's no soul progression or growth, where you're not edifying each other, where there's no trust, there's no unconditional love, like, it's most likely because there's something within the self that says, I don't deserve that. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how to even be in a relationship with someone. So I'm okay and I feel safe and comfortable with this superficial connection. And in some cases, some people don't know that they have this, so they can, be receptive to connecting with narcissists and things like that, because either they were raised by narcissists, and most of the time that's usually what it is, or some type of parental figure that treated them the same way. So when they get into a relationship, they manifest the same partner. They manifest their partner or parent in a partner, if that makes sense. That can happen. That usually happens, I'll say. I won't say it's everybody's story, but that is a thing. But yeah, as you heal, certain things don't appeal to you anymore. Like, I still like to go out every now and then. It wasn't like back in the day. I had it in certain places. I'm very discerning of like the type of places I hang out at too. Like, I would just be going to any place. Oh, it's a function. Oh, okay. And I thank God, because God spared me so many times. I could have probably been dead or worse, some other stuff. What's worse? I mean, death is not really worse, but I could have went through some really, really bad stuff. And I have gone through things that I came out of. Yeah, it's a whole nother story. But it's different when you start healing, when you start awakening into yourself, you start getting into what your purpose is, or you start to seek what is my purpose. That's when certain things that used to be fun, or things that used to take place or take dominion over your life, where the things that you're focused on now should have been taking the place of. But everything happens in the divine time, of course. But clubbing and all of that, and dating multiple people, and superficial connections where there wasn't really much there. Might have been like, oh, we could talk about, common things that I can talk about with somebody on the bus about, like, you know what I mean? But it was no depth. There was no healing in it. There was no, there's nothing divine about it. Let's just say that. When you heal, that stuff doesn't appeal to you anymore. It's almost like as a kid, you grow out of your toys. You don't play with them anymore. You just grow out of it. So that's one thing that I would say to pay attention to, is that progression is everything. Growth is everything. We all are not perfect. I've come a long way. I could say that. Like, who I used to be is nothing like who I am now. Who I was lost, misguided, wounded, and deeply wounded. False confidence. Like, I used to think that I was confident back in the day. No. It was all false. It was an image. It was who I thought that I was supposed to be, trying to appeal, seeking things outside of myself, lessening my value. So all of that, I'm still healing from all of that, mind you. Like, it's not overnight. Like, I'm still healing from all of that. Those are our experiences. That's what shapes us and makes us. That's what we learn from. And they're reminders of how far we come. We have to be kinder to those parts of ourselves, because those parts of ourselves were most likely operating from a place of ignorance, not knowing, not understanding, wounded eyes, a wounded, broken little girl or little boy, like, operating from those places. So you have to have compassion for that side of yourself. And I had to remind myself that too at times, because I'll be like, oh, I was so stupid. Oh, why did you do that? Oh, why did you say? Like, you have to have compassion. Yeah, imposter syndrome. Yep. Imposter syndrome is a thing too that every now and then that you'll deal with, and sometimes, and you got to combat that too, because you might have people that try to make you feel like you're being fake or phony because they're used to you being a certain way. Like, I'm pretty sure people are used to or think that, you know, I'm probably being fake because of who I used to be, and oh well, you still live this lifestyle, and how are you doing this? And it does make you feel that way sometimes, like, how can I be a messenger for God and my life is still not fully together, or what people or society would say is together? It's not perfect, you know what I mean? um and because you've known Shanoa since she was a little girl, and you've known her to be this, you've known her for her mistakes and what she did and this and that, and as a grown woman, and the lifestyle that I used to live and all that, it's a reminder. But I remember this, where God reminded me of this, that God brought me back to, it was I can't remember what it was, but basically the spirit of condemnation. The devil reminds you, and it's to keep you stuck, or if you want to call the devil our fears or our wounds, our insecurities, whatever you resonate with. But that spirit that tries to remind you of who you were, and that is to put you in a place of being stuck and going back to that, or feeling like I'm not worthy of my future, or I'm not worthy of being in who I am. It's that condemning. See, loving spirits, our spiritual team that loves us and has our best will, God, will never do that to you. Correction is different. Correction is to show you where you're at, where you need to heal from and grow from, learn from, and then it reminds you of who you are and where you're supposed to go. Those lower vibrational energies will be like, girl, bye. Like, basically a hater spirit. It's like an inner hater. Like, you ain't never gonna be able to accomplish that. Remember how you used to be like this? Oh, you just so fake. Like, nobody's gonna want to listen to you. It's that type of thing. You got to catch that and pay attention to where that's coming from. It's two separate energies. That condemning spirit makes you feel bad, like, oh, you're not good enough, you can't do that, versus saying, this isn't right, you need to correct this because you're built for much more. This is what you're called to. This is what you're capable of. There's a difference in that. It's like tough love. It's a difference versus that type of energy of beating you down. Accuser of the brethren. Yes, that's that spirit. That's what that does. And it'll manifest through people sometimes, where they'll try to condemn you and tell you you ain't this and oh, you're that, to discredit you. And if you don't heal those things, it'll be a battle for you. But it's something that you kind of work through. Like the imposter spirit, every now and then, it does get to me sometimes. But the more and more that I heal, and the more and more I get familiar with God's spirit, God's heart for me, I'm able to discern where that energy is coming from and who's coming from God. Because a lot of people, I don't care, somebody can say, oh, that's not of God, you're doing this wrong, God doesn't like that, and you're going to hell type stuff. That's not God. Yes, God will say, okay, this isn't of your highest good, you need to watch your back. Other than that, change your direction, change your path, whatever. The universe, your angels, your guides are always going to correct you and show you things. But it's never going to be from a place of you're damned, you're not this, you're not going to be that, or you're wrong. And that is not coming from love. Whether it's, oh, spirit told me to say this to you, because I see ego trips all the time online. Like, whether they're Christians or they're so-called spiritual people, the spiritual community, the conscious, it's a whole bunch of ego. It's like, I'm trying to school you, I'm trying to tell you, oh, you ain't good enough, oh yeah, you can't say that you're a part of this because if you didn't do this, and then like all that stuff is ego. It's all ego. It's not coming from a place of, hey, I study this and this is what I've, from my experience or what I know about it, blah, blah, blah. And give somebody some type of opportunity to understand where you're coming from, rather than trying to condemn somebody and make them feel bad. And I have to check myself with that too, because I want to make sure that when I give these messages that it's not me and it's purely simply God. And when it's me, I know how to filter through it and express that this is me talking, that this is not coming from a download spirit is giving me. And that's where discernment comes in, when you listen to certain people to discern, like, okay, where is this person coming from? Where are they getting this from? Or is this speaking to me? Are they coming from a place of love? Right, no disclaimers. But long story short, to sum all of this long ass message into one, to sum it all up, work on centering yourself this weekend so that you can hear what Spirit is directing and guiding you to do or preparing you for. Your heart is being cleared out for a reason. Your throat's being cleared out for a reason. There is energies that is beautiful here, new energies. He was audacious. Right. There's beautiful energies here. There's an opening to divine insight, communication, healing, harmony, balance, all of those good things. And even in the middle of it, Spirit is saying, like, lay low and, like, just be open eye, be of open eyes and ears, to pay attention to what's going on so that you know how to move when Spirit guides you to and how to do that. Whatever that might be, you could be on the opposite end of this energy as well, but also use your discernment when it comes to things going on, especially if it's something that is challenging to you or is causing you to waver or to feel confused. Always check the source and where it's coming from within yourself. Yeah, the breathing meditations, that also too, like, if that is what helps you to get centered, to tune into yourself, to hear yourself, because when you have too much chit chatter going on in the, like, internal self and the outside, you're not going to be able to hear what Spirit is saying if it's too many distractions. So this might be one of those times where you might need to take, a break for yourself, or throughout the day, or by the end of the day, or the beginning of the start of your day. Like, find some time to center and to breathe and go within. Don't stuff down anything that needs to come up to be healed. Don't shame it. Don't judge it. Allow it to come as it comes, because it's for your highest good. It's helping you to clear. It's helping you to heal. Pay attention to these animal messengers. Y'all saw, I mean, I don't know how long, once this is already done streaming, and how long you stuck this video out, but if you, like, are still here or you're still watching, you most likely saw the animal messages. So pay attention to the animals that come into your experience, or that you notice constantly come into your experience, and look up their meanings. There's so many different informations online, so you got to find something that sticks out and resonates with your situation. It's kind of like that. So yeah, feel it and heal it. Don't judge it too much, like, damn, why do I feel this? It can feel sticky while you're in the middle of it. When you're in the midst of that challenge, or whatever you're healing through, it'll feel like, if you get swept up in the energy and you don't ask yourself, okay, why do I feel bad? Because emotions like that are foreign to us. They're not necessarily our natural emotions. They're foreign, but they're there to show you where the opposition is within yourself. So if it's something that's bothering you, you got to ask where it's coming from, because it has a voice and it deserves to be heard, but you don't want to give it too much room, or too much, you don't want to feed it too much, especially if it's something that will weigh you down, and you will, that's what leads to spiraling, feeling stuck. I know what that feels like, feeling like shit. So don't allow that to weigh heavy on you. Take care of yourself today. I hope that this message whomever finds it and whoever is meant to hear it, may they hear it with, divine ears and with their own discernment, and also that they place this energy and these messages that they take out of it positively, like do something positive with the energy, and that a positive shift is created through the message. But yeah, today is Venus Day, so take care of yourself, love up on yourself, love up on those that are loving up on you, be receptive, be open, breathe, ground, do something nice for yourself in whatever way you're led to. I would definitely journal this weekend. Just journal. I don't know what it might be about, but just journal. If it's dreams, if it's your goals, your desires, things that you wish to release, if it's to talk to God that way or talk to your spiritual team that way, whatever it might be, to vent, to clear, so it's healing. That might not be everybody's form, but if it's not actual physical writing, like maybe type or, write yourself an audio note. One or the other. But I appreciate y'all. This was long as hell, but it was worth it. I'm taking the messages as well. It's beautiful. I appreciate y'all and those of you that are also our divine messengers as well, because we bounce off of each other, like, we all apport the big balls of light, a big one ball of light, and one person helps the other, and so on and so forth. So it's all healing, it's all love, and I appreciate that this live was kept nice. All of you guys were kind towards each other, loving towards each other, welcoming, opening to one another. There was no drama, there was none of that. I'm grateful for that. Thank you, Spirit. So yeah, much love. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. You guys have a blessed and safe rest of your Friday, your weekend. If you guys would like a happy hour Friday reading as well, submissions are still open. I have a goodie pack thing that I'm gonna make just as appreciation to whoever, because I'm gonna put the names in a drawing, all of those that have submitted a happy hour Friday question. So whoever's name gets pulled out, I'm gonna give you guys a gift. And that's just to show my appreciation to you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Until next time, peace.